Hello everyone, welcome to this Sims 3 house design video. So today I am working on a house that I already had built. So if you've been subscribed to my channel and been watching my videos for a while, you may recognize this house. I built this house back in August of 2016, so nearly 4 years ago. This house was called Summer Beach House. So you may have seen this video when I put it out, or sometime after that. So yeah, basically this house I built in Sunset Valley on a custom place lot, but it was primarily over the ocean on stilts, so it kind of worked great for Plymouth Isle, which is where I am here. So I thought that I would kind of work it into Plymouth Isle because I've done some other house builds for Plymouth Isle that are I guess like renovations or kind of rethinkings. That's not really a great way of saying that, but kind of like renovations of houses that I already built. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with this one. So this house is built on lot number 106 in Plymouth Isle. So if you want to download it, you can. There's a link in the description below. And of course, if you don't have Plymouth Isle yet either, you can download the world as well. There's a link in the description for that too. So the main changes that I made to this house, or actually there's quite a lot of changes I did with this house. So I built this house almost 4 years ago, and what I've realized is how much has changed in the way that I build houses. It's just like going through this whole house and like looking at how it was furnished and everything. I was like, yeah, this is like definitely not what I would do if I was building this house now. So I kind of went through and changed the outside material. So you can see I'm making it all this wood siding here. I went with almost like an off-white kind of color for the whole house. And I replaced the thatched roof with a kind of light gray shingled roof because of course a thatched roof doesn't really make sense in Plymouth Isle with like the whole style of the world and everything. So yeah, and I also replaced almost all the windows and doors in the house too because they had too much of like, I don't know, it was like a weird mixture of like a craftsman style windows and like I don't even know, like those windows from Monte Vista that are like very European looking. So, and like the arched doors and everything. I don't know, it's just like it kind of was a little mismatched feeling. So I do change out all the windows and doors, and I remove a lot of these unnecessary columns here from these corners, as you can see that I have. So yeah, it's going through doing that. So I'm just doing, well, right now I'm just doing the outside color change, making it have the wood, or material change rather, making it have that wood siding finish, which I think, obviously suits this world a little bit better. But this lot is basically, it's like near the graveyard. So I don't know if you've seen the whole series of where I built all these lots. It's unlikely that everyone has seen every single video, but basically this is kind of the opposite side of the world from where the town center is. So this house is kind of near that area where the graveyard is, and where I built like this fort kind of that I like made just like a park basically. But it's kind of in that area. It's the very edge of the world, as you can tell, 'cause it's on the ocean here, and it's kind of its own house, like on its own private road here. I believe the road is like One Ocean Street, or the address is like One Ocean Street or something like that. It's like its own its own road for this house. There's no other houses on this street here. But yeah, basically the majority of this lot is water. So, you can see that there's this kind of a strip of land, like the shoreline, where you have the connection to the road. And of course, the road is quite high up above where the house is. So you can see I have that staircase that kind of comes down from the road. And I also have a car parking spot there. I decided that this house definitely needed to have a place to park a car because it is quite far away from any other lots, especially any community lots or like the town center or anything like that. You'd probably want to have your sim, if this is real life and not The Sims, you'd want to have a car to drive. So I put that car parking spot up there on the hill as well. But yeah, basically, there's not too much landscaping to do with this house because it's mostly just water and beach. So, I only just add some trees and stuff at the end, near where the car is. But yeah, as you can see right now, I'm replacing all of the railings and stuff on the house, and I'm making all the columns white and everything. So you can see that kind of transformation happening right now. So yeah, that's kind of the big change right now. What's already kind of happened to the outside of the house. So, you have that like very different color scheme, it's far more kind of New Englandy looking than the house was before. The house before was kind of more of like a tropical look to it, whereas now it's more of like a New England look, and that was kind of the idea. And then the inside of the house gets quite a lot of change as well. Now the floor plan doesn't really change. All I do is add closets to 2 of the bedrooms. This house is 3 bedrooms, and only the master bedroom had a closet, which back when I built this house, I didn't add closets to every room like I do now. So I made sure to add those in. But otherwise, like the rooms themselves stay relatively similar, but it's a lot of tweaking. So you can see in the living room already, I'm changing out the furniture, or the couches rather, because I was using those modern couches, which really did not fit with the house in my opinion. And then I did not remove the wall, I put that back, but I moved the archway over so that it's easier to get through to the dining room there. And yeah, this is the study here where I'm just making some slight adjustments. But yeah, I do make a lot of adjustments to the interior rooms. Mostly like I change the wall paneling, the wall like trim and stuff, but I keep like the wallpaper somewhat similar, and most of the furniture stays the same. I just do some tweaks here and there to kind of make all the rooms, kind of more of what I would like to do now, with more of like what I do now with my houses. But yeah, up here with this bedroom, you can see I'm shifting some things around a bit so I can create this little closet here for that bedroom. And yeah, and I also remove like a lot of random decorative items in the house that kind of like don't really fit with the house. Like I kind of had this weird clash of like modern things or like different styles of objects that doesn't really fit together in my opinion. And then here on the first floor, I'm going to start with changing the wall trim. But you can see most of the house has this like wood paneling, and then it has like this, wherever there's like paint or wallpaper, there's still like wood paneling underneath it. And again, it's kind of like more the tropical theme that the house had, matching the outside. But when it came to the inside here, I wanted to change that. So you can see I'm going with this more traditional trim for the walls. I'm keeping the same kind of color on the wall here in the entranceway, but I'm changing the pattern. I didn't really want that striped pattern, so I changed it to be this like diamond kind of pattern, but I kept the green color. And yeah, you can see how that kind of looks now. And I'm doing the same thing with the living room, although I think I'm making it more, instead of yellow, because it's a very yellow color, I made it kind of more of like an off-white, which I thought was a little bit more sophisticated looking. So I went through and changed the wall colors in here to that, or the wall trim, and where I did leave some siding, I changed that to match the color of the trim. Dining room is going to get the same treatment with the walls here, as you can see, and same with this room over here, although I'm going to change the color from green to more of like a beige color, because I don't know, all the rooms had way too bright colors in my opinion. And I know that some people will probably like the way the house was before, more than what I did to it now. But that's fine. Everyone can have their own opinion. I personally prefer the changed house that I do, like the changes that I make in this video. And also, even if it is, something that you may not like as much as the original house, at least it does, at least in my opinion, fits in better with the world compared to what the house looked like before. But anyway, you can see I just changed the flooring there in the front hallway and the kitchen, just so it kind of looks a little bit nicer than that kind of funky tile I had before. And right now I'm just kind of changing the colors of the light fixtures and making them kind of the silver color that I like to use. But yeah, in the kitchen, basically what I did is I removed the cabinet or the counters that kind of went on an angle around the corner. I don't know how to describe it too well, but you probably saw. And I changed out the wall textures, so I maintained the same tile, but I changed it out. The trim I change out. And then I changed the color of the cabinet so they're a little bit more of a warmer white wood instead of the kind of colder color. And I also, of course, I changed the floor already, and I'm going to change the kitchen counters to not be green. I mean, I don't really mind the idea of green stone counters. I think it's kind of fun, but I don't know. It didn't really work well for this kitchen, in my opinion. So I went through and changed that as well, and I think it ends up looking a bit more sophisticated. And just recoloring the fridge there, and also the dishwasher. And then all the other things. You can see I have these fun little details over like the fridge and the sink there, which is kind of cool. So I kept that, and recoloring these mats on the floors, and then also the other counters. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the kitchen though. I think that's mostly all the changes that I make. But yeah, you can see again, it's not like drastically changed. It's mostly just like the colors and stuff that I changed, like the wall materials and the colors of things. That's kind of more of what I'm doing with this video here. So, of course, it's not a super long video, though it is still relatively long considering that the house is not like drastically different. But yeah, it's a nice house. I liked this house, and I thought it would be nice to keep this in the world and just kind of help it fit in. But yeah, here I'm moving on to this little, like, I don't know, I guess like a breakfast nook here, secondary dining room area. Just made a few adjustments in there, but nothing too crazy. This is the half bathroom. This house has 3 bedrooms and 3.5 bathrooms. So yeah, 2 of the bedrooms have en suites, and there's a hallway upstairs. I mean, a hallway bathroom upstairs, and then this half bathroom downstairs. But yeah, I just did some changes to the tile colors. It had the same tile that the kitchen had originally, so I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. I kept the green countertop for the sink in here, though, and kind of got matching green tiles on the walls. I also kept the pebble floor, which is kind of fun. So, that's kind of how that worked out there. But for the living room area, just recoloring some of these couches here. I know I use the same couches in a lot of my houses, but I just like them, so I use them a lot. I also changed out the wood floors to be parquet because I thought that kind of was a nicer look for the house. And just adding a little bit of trim there. I also changed up where that fireplace flooring was. I kind of made it all the wood so it looks a little bit more seamless. And here just recoloring some of the artwork here and fixing up some of the plants because I had such a crazy variety of plants. Also, I had some more like tropical looking plants and like bamboo and things that like really I didn't feel like fit in well with the house. So yeah, just making some adjustments here, moving around some furniture. Of course, the house already had a yellow horse, which is cool. So the yellow horse is there on the table behind that couch. I actually moved the table. And if you haven't watched a lot of these videos, I usually try to put yellow horse in all of my houses, that little decorative object from pets. And it kind of started like in 2014, which is crazy to think it's like 6 years ago now. But I noticed like with all the videos I was making, I just happened to be putting in this yellow horse object in all these houses, and it kind of just became a thing. So I don't always do it because sometimes I forget, or sometimes if I'm doing like a starter home, I don't have money to include it. But generally I try to include it in most of my houses, just as like a fun little thing. So this house already had it, so kept it in there, of course. Anyway, in the dining room, making some of the same changes I did with the living room. So kind of recoloring some of the furniture and kind of making it a little bit less goofy looking. And the rug I recolored. And I know it's a little bit, it's kind of bland, but I don't know. I'm going to go with the word sophisticated to describe it, not bland. But yeah, that's the living room and dining room for the most part. So I think that's pretty much it for that area of the house. But over here is kind of like a bonus room, I guess. It has a foosball table in it, some seating. This room, I changed the wall color earlier, but otherwise not too many changes, just some small adjustments. I'm changing out the curtains and things and some of the lights. But yeah, it stays pretty similar. Nothing too crazy there. There I just moved that table to be behind the bigger couch. I thought that made a little bit more sense. But yeah, also recoloring these oars here because they did not match. But yeah, what's over here? So this is the office or the study. This room also getting just a slight tweak here, making it a little bit more elegant and kind of getting rid of some of the objects that didn't look super great, at least in my opinion, or it looked a little cluttered before. So, just kind of simplifying it here. Changing out the rug so it kind of matches the other rooms in the house, changing out all the rugs and stuff. I like the kind of rugs that I use in my houses nowadays more. But yeah, and then on the second floor here, I'm going to come in with the same wallpaper that I used downstairs and change out some of the lighting here as well. But otherwise, the hallway doesn't change too drastically. But yeah, just doing all those kinds of changes and stuff. So, changing out the little, what do you call it? The thing on the coffee table there, or the side table, the countertop. And yeah, so I think that's the upstairs hallway. We're going to do the upstairs hallway bathroom now, which kind of gets more of like a gray color scheme, like a black and white kind of color scheme to it instead of the green, because like everything was green. I don't know why. I made like 2 bathrooms and the kitchen green. I thought it was too much. I wanted everything to kind of have its own color scheme. So this bathroom kind of went more of a gray, black and white kind of color scheme here, grayscale, I guess. But yeah, that's that bathroom. This bedroom here, I'm going to tone down the wall color, I think. It was a little intense, so I just toned it down a little bit, changed out the wallpaper, trim and stuff, and just rearranged some of the furniture a little bit. I already rearranged it earlier when I added in that closet, but pretty simple, nothing too crazy here. Doing some slight recoloring. The colors of the furniture and stuff all stayed the same. This is kind of like a guest bedroom, I suppose. This is kind of the idea here. But yeah, just recoloring the lamps and stuff and some of the other things. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for that bedroom. Adding in the closet here, which I had added in because I wanted the bedroom to have a closet. So there you go. The master bedroom here, I'm actually keeping the same wallpaper color or texture. I'm just changing out the trim to kind of be the one that matches the other rooms in the house. And, doing some slight tweaks here, adjusting the floor. I got the wood floors in this room. And then also doing the closet here as well and changing out the lighting in there. And yeah, I just kind of changed the color of the wood on the furniture in here because it was kind of greenish, which is kind of gross looking. So I changed that, but for the most part, the color scheme in the room stayed pretty much the same. So, making some adjustments around here. This master bedroom has a nice balcony as well that looks out over the ocean, which is pretty cool. I think all the bedrooms only the guest bedroom and this bedroom have balconies. The other bedroom does not, but the other bedroom is an ensuite bathroom, so that's kind of nice. But anyway, the master bedroom's a fireplace, which is nice, and here just recoloring the painting there, or the frame on the painting, and also doing the clothes in the closet, just recoloring that, and some other things here. But yeah, I think for the most part, that's that bedroom. And then the master bathroom here gets similar changes to the other rooms and stuff. I guess slightly different tile color, wallpaper, but the layout doesn't really change. But, just doing some simple changes here, some new lights and some adjustments of the stuff on the counter there. And then I'm also going to change the floor a little bit, just do a slight tweak on the floor there, brighten it up a little bit. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the master bathroom. So there you go. And I'm also going to do a little adjustment to that mirror there, I guess. But getting some curtains here in the master bedroom as well. So there you go. And then last but not least, we have this third bedroom here, which is the kids' room. And I'm going to recolor the wallpaper here a little bit, or do a different wallpaper, slightly different wallpaper. I also added a closet in this bedroom, and a little bit later on, I take that rear-facing dormer and I extend it out a little bit more so I can fit full-size windows on it, because currently there's only like little tiny sliver windows there. There's barely any windows in this room. As I built the house originally, I didn't really include many windows, so you can see there's only those two small ones at the back, and then one normal-sized window. So I do change that. But anyway, just doing a slight reshuffling of the furniture. I moved the desk into a place where I could have a chair at it, because it did not have a chair before. Actually, I don't know if the chair will work though, because the closet door is there, so that might be an oversight. But at least there is a chair, so that's nice. Because before it was kind of in that little skinny area where the bathroom is, and that didn't really make sense. But anyway, that's the kids' room, I believe, pretty much done here. So a nice redoing of that room. And then there's the ensuite bathroom here, where I make some slight adjustments as well. I'm keeping the colors mostly the same, but changing up the wallpaper in here a little bit, and some of the other things as well. Changing up the color of the towels, and then just gonna do a few more tweaks, and I think that's pretty much it for the inside of this house. So yeah, you can see this came together pretty quickly, but I believe next we're gonna do some outdoor stuff, some outdoor things, kind of bring the house up to speed with what I do with my houses nowadays, changing the color of the porch material as well, and the stairs and things like that, and also the outdoor lighting here, changing the color of that and kind of redoing it a little bit. So getting some different overhead lights here, recoloring those around all the porches and stuff. This house is a completely wraparound porch, so the porch goes all the way around the house, which is pretty cool. And here, just recoloring the edge of the kind of porch there, the wooden edge, making kind of match the deck material, which looks a bit nicer. And what else? What am I going to do here? Getting a little flooring there under the fireplaces in the chimney. Getting a front mat in as well, so you can see that there. And recoloring some of the outdoor furniture as well. So there's kind of this outdoor dining table here that I recolored, so made that look a little bit nicer. And then also these lounge chairs, recoloring those as well. But yeah, and I also got the boat back in. There used to be a boat here, so I put it back as well. So that's pretty much it for all that kind of stuff. We're gonna do some landscaping now. So the landscaping should be pretty simple. Oh, right here is actually where I expand this dormer so I can fit much better windows there, so that makes more sense. I don't know why I didn't just build the house that way from the beginning, but there you go. Yeah, and we're just gonna get some simple landscaping here, so you can see it's kind of this fence, so you don't drive the car right off down into the house there, and then you have all those steps that lead down to the beach where the house is. It's cleaning up the old terrain paint from the old landscaping, and then because most of it's sand and very close to the water, I kept all the trees and bushes and stuff up at the top where the car is here, so kind of where there's still a little bit of grass. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of do that. And that'll be pretty much it for this house. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing. Make sure to give the video a like if you liked it. And as always, I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments below. And of course, you can download the house. There's a link in the description below. It was built for lot number 106 in Plymouth Isle. If you don't know which that lot that is, which I don't blame you if you don't, you can check out a lot map that's in the description as well. And if you don't have Plymouth Isle, you can download the world through a link in the description. And yeah, there's only a few more houses to do. I think 9 more houses to build for this world, so the final version of the world should be coming pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, so right now I'm just doing some final touches to the terrain paint and things. Of course, there's going to be some screenshots coming up in just a few moments, so I hope you stick around for those. Gives you a little bit better look of what the inside of the house looks and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, we're pretty much at the end here doing the final few things, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day.